Welcome back to Draft, Analyze, and Present with Microsoft 365 Copilot. I'm Barbara Andrews, and in Module 6, Uncover New Data Insights with AI, we'll explore how AI helps you to move beyond raw data to uncover meaningful insights using Copilot to analyze information faster, spot patterns you might miss, and turn data into clear, confident decisions that drive real impact. Copilot in Excel elevates the way you work with data by making analysis faster, clearer, and more intuitive. It helps simplify data summaries, uncover insights, and create meaningful visuals through intelligent formula suggestions, charts, and pivot tables without requiring deep Excel expertise. Whether you're analyzing trends, interpreting customer feedback, or preparing data for decision makers, Copilot supports you in turning raw data into clear, actionable insights. This module also emphasizes how you can customize data integration, analysis, and visualization to fit your specific goals, ending with hands-on practice to reinforce data-driven decision-making. Copilot in Excel combines the power of Excel with AI to help business users move faster from raw data to real insights. It highlights key data points, suggests formulas, analyzes trends, and quickly creates pivot tables and charts, removing much of the complexity that often slows down our analysis. Use Copilot in Excel to summarize data, explore patterns, and build clear visualizations, all while seamlessly working alongside other Microsoft 365 apps like Teams and Outlook. Imagine you're a sales manager at a fashion retail company trying to make sense of large volumes of sales data across regions, products, and seasons. With Copilot in Excel, you can ask simple questions to surface trends, generate charts that reveal top-performing styles, and create pivot tables to compare results, all without advanced formulas. By pulling in context from Teams conversations or Outlook updates, Copilot helps you connect data with business context, enabling faster, more confident decisions without feeling overwhelmed by the tools or the data. In a real-world scenario, imagine a business analyst reviewing monthly sales data across multiple regions. Instead of manually building formulas and charts, they can ask Copilot to summarize key trends, highlight outliers, and generate visuals that show performance by region and product. With Copilot guiding the analysis, the analyst quickly identifies growth opportunities and risks, enabling leadership to make informed decisions with confidence. This combination of automation, insight, and customization shows how Copilot in Excel boosts productivity and empowers smarter, data-driven outcomes. In this section, we will see how Copilot in Excel simplifies the entire journey from raw data to clear insights, helping you quickly summarize information, analyze trends, and create compelling visuals so you can focus less on mechanics and more on understanding what the data is really telling you. Before you can use Copilot effectively in Excel, your data needs to be set up correctly so Copilot can understand and work with it. Copilot requires your data to be formatted either as a table or as a supported range, which allows it to generate insights, suggest formulas for new columns, and highlight, sort, or filter your data accurately. Creating a table helps organize your data with clear headers, while supported ranges must follow specific rules, such as having a single unique header row, consistent formatting, and no blank rows, merged cells, or subtotals. In addition, Copilot only works on files stored in OneDrive or SharePoint, so saving your file to the cloud is essential before getting started. This simple preparation step ensures Copilot delivers accurate, meaningful results and sets you up for a smoother, more productive Excel experience. Copilot in Excel helps you quickly cut through large data sets by sorting, filtering, and highlighting what matters most. So you can surface key trends, outliers, and insights instantly without manually digging through rows and columns. Once your data is properly formatted for Copilot to access it, you can use natural language prompts to quickly sort and organize your information in ways that matter most to you. Copilot makes it easy to sort data by revenue, names, inventory levels, due dates, or engagement rates without manually configuring complex sort rules. Its data-driven approach helps you move faster with raw data to insight so you can focus on analysis rather than spreadsheet mechanics and quickly surface patterns, priorities, and outliers. Consider a sales manager reviewing quarterly performance data by asking Copilot to sort sales data from highest to lowest revenue. The manager can immediately identify top performers, spot underperforming regions, and see which products drive the most value. This clarity supports smarter decisions around coaching, resource allocation, and strategic planning. Think about how you could use this feature. Maybe sorting customer feedback by sentiment, projects by risk level, or inventory by reorder priority, and more. Copilot in Excel makes filtering and sorting data faster, intuitive, and purpose-driven, so you can focus on insights instead of spreadsheets. With simple prompts, you can quickly narrow large data sets to show exactly what matters, whether that's customer feedback from the last month, sales transactions above a certain threshold, employees in a specific department, tasks that are still in progress, or inventory that is running low. Copilot can also help you sort metrics like engagement rates from smallest to largest, making it easier to spot underperforming areas and prioritize where to take action. Imagine you're a marketing manager reviewing thousands of customer feedback entries to uncover common issues. Instead of manually scanning rows, you ask Copilot to filter feedback by product, by timeline, or by sentiment, and instantly you surface patterns that need attention. By turning natural language into precise filters and sorting logic, Copilot helps you move from data overload to clear, actionable decisions in minutes. Highlighting key data points with Copilot in Excel, it helps you to instantly focus attention on what matters most, turning complex spreadsheets into clear, visual stories. Instead of manually applying conditional formatting, you can simply tell Copilot what to emphasize, such as top values, overdue items, or numbers that meet specific criteria, and it applies the formatting for you. This makes data easier to scan, more visually appealing, and far more effective for spotting trends, risks, and opportunities at a glance. This quick visual insight supports faster, data-driven decisions around incentives, forecasting, and strategy, demonstrating how Copilot helps transform raw numbers into actionable intelligence with minimal effort. Copilot in Excel lets you tailor how data is brought together, analyzed, and visualized, so you can combine information from multiple sources, applying the right analytical lens, and present insights in a way that fits your specific business needs and decision-making style. Copilot in Excel helps you retrieve meaningful data insights by analyzing your data and surfacing patterns that would otherwise take time and effort to uncover. With simple natural language prompts, Copilot can identify top performing products, analyze sales trends over time, and summarize customer feedback to highlight common themes. These insights turn raw data into actionable information, helping you to make informed decisions, optimize strategies, and work more efficiently. The more specific you are in your prompts, the more accurate and relevant Copilot's insights will be. For example, a regional sales leader reviewing a large data set across multiple states and months could, instead of manually filtering and building pivot tables, could ask Copilot questions like, which products sold the most in California? Or where the top 3 states for total sales this quarter are. Or in seconds, Copilot can surface clearer insights that guide decisions around inventory, staffing, and growth opportunities. Remember that precise prompting unlocks faster, smarter decision making in Excel. Text insights in Excel put Copilot to work on one of the hardest types of data to analyze: text. Instead of manually reading through rows of comments, descriptions, or URLs, Copilot can quickly summarize textual data, extract key themes, and surface insights using simple, natural language prompts. You can ask Copilot to identify common complaints and customer feedback, summarize comments, rewrite bug descriptions in a professional tone, group URLs into clear, categorized bullet points, or more. And you can also have it turn unstructured text into actionable insights in seconds. A product or marketing manager reviewing hundreds of customer feedback entries after a launch could, with text insights, use Copilot to instantly highlight major themes, reoccurring issues, and emerging trends, helping to understand what customers are saying without reading every row. By prompting Copilot to summarize feedback or pinpoint risks, you move faster from raw text to informed decisions, saving time while gaining clarity and confidence in your analysis. Copilot in Excel takes the pressure off remembering complex formulas by acting as a smart calculation partner right inside your spreadsheet. Excel is incredibly powerful by recalling the right syntax, especially for text functions, nested formulas, or multi-step calculations that can slow you down. Copilot simplifies this by suggesting formula columns, generating formulas from conversational prompts, and surfacing insights through charts and pivot tables. Instead of focusing on how to write the formula, you can focus on what you want to calculate, and Copilot translates that intent into accurate, usable results. An HR analyst working with employee data who needs to calculate years of service, bonus eligibility, and compensation adjustments could, rather than searching for the correct date and text formulas, simply ask Copilot to calculate years of service from the hire date and generate a new column based on business rules. Copilot produces the formula, explains what it does, and applies it consistently across the data set. This accelerates analysis, reduces errors, and boosts productivity. Copilot in Excel takes the complexity out of calculations by letting you ask for results in plain language. Whether you need a simple total or a sophisticated financial formula, instead of remembering syntax or building nested formulas by hand, Copilot can generate formula suggestions, handle text-based calculations, surface insights through charts and pivot tables, and even highlight interesting patterns in your data. You can also ask Copilot to present results visually, turning calculations into clear, decision-ready visuals with just a prompt. A business analyst reviewing quarterly performance could, rather than manually calculating the percentage increase, averages, or net present value, ask Copilot to compute the numbers and instantly visualize sales growth between quarters. Copilot writes the formulas, manages the complexity, and presents the insights in charts or tables, allowing the analyst to focus on interpreting results and advising stakeholders, not wrestling with Excel formulas. Custom functions in Copilot in Excel let you create reusable formulas tailored to your specific needs, which is a huge win when you find yourself repeating the same logic across multiple sheets or workbooks. Instead of memorizing complex syntax, you can describe the calculation you want in plain language, and Copilot helps generate a custom function that you can insert and reuse, simplifying complex calculations and automating repetitive tasks. This build once, use everywhere approach makes your analysis faster, more consistent, and easier to maintain over time, especially when formulas get more advanced or need to be standardized across the team. A financial analyst evaluating multiple investment projects and who needs to calculate the internal rate of return repeatedly for different cash flow scenarios could prompt Copilot with something like this: create a custom function to calculate IRR for these projects. The same pattern applies to other everyday business needs, like create a custom function to calculate the average sales per quarter, or generate a custom function to convert temperatures from Celsius to Fahrenheit. Once created, you can insert the function into your workbook, validate it on your own data, and refine it by editing directly or reprompting Copilot, making it easy to iterate until it matches exactly what you need. Copilot makes creating pivot tables in Excel faster and far more approachable by turning natural language prompts into powerful summaries. Pivot tables allow you to dynamically organize, sort, filter, group, and analyze large data sets, revealing comparisons, patterns, and trends without complex formulas. With Copilot, you can simply ask to summarize sales by product and region, analyze results by month or category, or even generate a pivot table based on a report date. Then easily customize it by dragging fields into rows, columns, values, and filters. A sales manager reviewing quarterly performance across products and regions could, instead of manually building pivot tables, ask Copilot to create one that highlights top performing products by region and visualize the results in a dashboard. In seconds, you can gain a clear view of what's driving revenue and where to focus next, with more time acting on insights. This exercise puts everything you've learned into practice by showing how data-driven decisions can directly boost productivity. You'll apply Copilot in Excel to analyze data, uncover insights, and turn information into clear, actionable outcomes, demonstrating how smarter analysis leads to better, faster decisions in real-world scenarios. As Contoso's sales manager, you're tasked with analyzing sales data to spot trends for better performance. These exercises use Copilot in Excel to examine chai product sales. This hands-on exercise puts you in the role of a sales manager at Contoso, using Copilot in Excel to turn raw sales and engagement data into actionable insights for exploring and comparing product sales, identifying trends, and calculating totals, to analyzing social media engagements and sharing clear insights with your team, showing how data-driven decisions can directly boost productivity and business impact. So let's start up lab number 5. This is where we get into Copilot in Excel. So again, we can get into the MS-4018 and uncover new data insights with AI. There is our exercise, boost your productivity with data-driven decisions. This is our lab right here. And if we get into the lab, what you'll see is there is a sample file for us to download, our Contoso Chai Tea Markets Trend Analysis for 2023. So you can click on that, and you can see in this exercise, we are the sales manager for Contoso, whose primary responsibility is to analyze sales data and identify trends to improve the company's performance. So what we're going to do is we're going to open our sample file, and we've downloaded it already. And I also went through and uploaded it into the cloud. So we're ready to go. And now what we're going to do is we're going to try a number of prompts that will help here give us a better understanding of how to use Copilot in Excel. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to click on Copilot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make certain I have the agent here. Now, if the agent is not here, you can click the plus sign and you can get the Copilot agent right there from the plus sign. It's the Excel agent. It's very helpful to getting this to get the best response from our spreadsheet. And what I want you to do is we can go through and we can see the down arrow here, the very top, kind of like an AV at the bottom. So if you click that, there should be an option in there called App Skills. It is the predecessor to our Excel agent. So if you don't have the agent, you can use App Skills off of the Copilot icon. So I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and have it summarize the data. And I'm going to have it use this first prompt from our lab. Summarize the data set and provide an overview of the key metrics. So it's going to take it a moment to process. And through the magic of video, we are going to see that it has done step 1. And now it's taken it quite a bit to get to step 1, but as you can see, it set up key metrics for this process. And now it's on to step number 2, and it's going to fix the number format issue that we may find here. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it a little bit more here. It shows us here inside Copilot, and you can see where it's put it. It has the key metrics right there in the summary. And then it's giving us some insights, and we could ask it about any of those insights to do a deeper dive. So this is a really good option here using Copilot, and in particular, our Excel agent here that can help us with editing Copilot and working with it. And so we have those options. And what we're going to do is we're going to continue on, and we're going to ask it some more questions. And what we would like it to do now is create a table for us. Notice how it has the changes here, and it's going to go ahead and keep in mind this information there. We're going to move on to the next section. I want to create a table showing the key patterns in the data. And so it's going to take a moment, and we're going to have it make a table for us. And notice it's starting to create a step 1, number 1 for us. So step number 1 shows the key pattern analysis. There you can see it highlighted, and it's going to go on to step number 2, and it says it's creating a comprehensive key pattern analysis table starting at row 25. So we're trying to give it a little bit more information, give it time to process. And as we scroll down, we can see a little bit more. We can see it out there, what it's creating. And you can see it inside Copilot. It's quite a big table there. We're going to scroll around inside, and there it is in the view, and we can kind of, see what it's going to create. Notice we have some key takeaways, a little bit of information here. I'm going to click down with this, and I'm going to try another prompt. So a lot of prompts, of course, are in the lab, and you can use these. You might also think of other things that you're going to run here, and there's a lot of things that we could ask it to do. I'm going to have it create here a line chart of the total chai sales over the months. And so it's going to take a moment to do that, and we'll let it, and then we can make visuals. And so we can have it make tables, matrices, visuals for us. So let's let it process that for a moment, and there you go. We can see that it's creating this up. There's the line chart at the top. It's still processing. It's putting it together for us. And then it says that the chart has created, but there was an error. So it's going to reason through that error, and it's created a line chart right there, and it looks really nice. It even put data points. It looks great. And then the key visual that it used, so it's showing us how it created it, the numbers, the key visual insights, and then it's telling us a little bit more about it. Now we can see that the chai sales kind of plummeted in August. So why did we get a sales slump in August? Maybe it's one of the hottest months, and so we're not really selling our chai tea. People aren't drinking it maybe in August. So maybe they drink it cold. Maybe there's a market that we need to explore to do cold chai in the event that we have these hot months and we want to still sell our chai tea. So maybe they already have that, but we could do a deeper dive and figure out why we had a slump. So we have a chart that we can make here. So what we want to do a bar chart. And so we could have it create all sorts of stuff. We could have it be explicit with it, and it doesn't take that much time. And I'm going to click done here. So we'll get into the highlights on this, and it does take a little bit to process, but we're going to have it do a bar chart next for us. So you'll see the process here, and it's bar chart that's going to take both the artisanal chai sales and the pre-made chai sales, and it's going to pick up information from that table where we have total chai, artisanal chai, pre-made chai, and we want to focus here on artisanal and pre-made. Now notice you might have to move a few things around just so that you can see everything, but you see what it's picking up and its highlights. So we can see that we're going to click on done, and that's a good one here too. Now what I might want to do is I'm going to have it do a summary of all of the total sales for chai for our artisanal chai and our pre-made chai over the summer. So this is related really to a little bit of that bar chart right here. And we can add it by having it create a little table that will summarize this information for us too. So like I said, it does take a little bit to process, and you may have to wait a little bit to see it, but it's going to go through the process of doing that. So we'll look for that information to pop up momentarily. So it looks like it's processing step 1 and step 2. It may take a little bit. There it goes. So, okay, it made a visual for us, a key comparison visual. Well, that's the bar chart. And then down here, you can see there's a new one. So the summer sales summary, we could do this for winter. We can do it for fall, different times of the year if we'd like. But what we want to be able to find it here. So where might it be? And I think it's a little lower in our screen. So we have to look around a little bit, and there's the summary sales for summer. And so the monthly breakdown, and then I know it looks really nice. And it gave us a nice option there. And you see it kind of highlighted that area for us. So it highlights so we can see it. And again, it gives us some summer key information. Sharp decline in the summer sales dropped dramatically. So we've got to figure out how to make this a little bit more consistent sales-wise. And that's really what we want to shoot for. And it's giving us insights along those areas. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something that I think you might really like. It does take a long time to process, but what it is it's going to give us a dashboard. So I'm going to have it make a dashboard for us. I'm going to have it create a detailed analysis dashboard on a new page. And I think we might be running out of space on this page, so let's make it on a new sheet. This will take a little time to process, so we'll let it cook for a little bit there. And here we can come back in a moment to take a look. So while it's cooking, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you another way to do a deep analysis. Microsoft has a data analyst that you can use. This is an agent that you can use to process information. So it is an analyst. It's a data analyst expert. It's one of our agents. And what you can do is you could take your Excel file, which is the Excel file that I have right here, and I've dragged it in here. And so what I did is I went over to the agent, and I found the agent over here. I opened up the data analyst or analyst agent, which is our data analyst, and I told it to analyze this file like a financial expert. And then what it did is it clicked and dragged the file. I clicked and dragged the file, and it kind of wrote it in here. And then I clicked on it and the prompt, and it takes a while to kind of process here. So I'm having it analyze it. So notice all the steps that this is going through. It analyzed it. And notice it does a lot of Python, and it can get very detailed, and it can be very thorough. I can check this out. Notice I could also ask it to explain its approach. How did it arrive at this? And it's going through the processing here, so it takes a little bit to process. and it will give me a full financial analysis of that spreadsheet. So if I want to do a deeper dive and kind of get it at the data analyst level, or I told it to be a financial expert analyst, and it can go through and give us an executive summary. It gives us here quarterly seasonal performance, seasonal dynamics. Notice too, it has a product mix economics, and it's going through these areas. And I didn't even ask it to do this, but it's giving us a very detailed look into our spreadsheet. It did a deep dive. And this, notice there's a little risk here with volatility. It's telling us about that, some of the risks. We have some seasonal products that we need to maybe, if we can, get to be used year round. What's missing from the future here, what we might want to roll out. And it even did an analysis of that and what we should do in the immediate near future, what portfolio strategy we should deploy. Notice it's talking about artisanal innovation here. And Q4, use spring as a test window to cross-sell in new formats. Now it's giving me some market analysis here, marketing return on investment. So how can I rebuild this even further? I could ask it more questions. Notice that what it did is it created a little spreadsheet that I could use. And it's telling me that maybe we could do this in Power BI, but I could have it do some deeper dives here. Maybe what I want it to do is I want it to give me to figure out how I can do better in the summer to sell. So I could ask it all sorts of questions. But we'll move back to our dashboard, and we can see that it's starting to create it right now in Excel. There's our dashboard. It's almost ready for us. So notice it does take a while to process this. And I had this processing behind the scenes. And notice too that it looks really good. It will fix the whole thing up for us. It just takes it a little bit to do. It's actually very nice. I had it make it on a separate page. This is a good prompt that you might want to use in Excel. You could use it with the app skills option if you don't have the Excel agent. So using that edit, notice it works really well. So our Excel agent is very helpful. So what this lets us kind of run through our course here, and it creates the dashboard for us. Notice step number 3, it's still going through. Notice it's making some recommendations. So I have my spreadsheet analyzed a lot of different ways, not only in Excel, but also through the analyst. And it's an agent that we have from Microsoft, and it's yours. You can use it in Copilot chat, and you can see it there. So this is very helpful, and we have a lot of ways to get this to give us a lot of data from our system here. And as we look at this, we're going to notice it's still building it, and you can tell here that it's going to take a little bit to run this. And it reasoned through a number of steps. And as you can see, we have a dashboard here. And it's a little bit of an issue with the monthly data overview. Oh, so it's having a little bit that's like one cell that it kind of stretched out. This probably should have been maybe moved down a little bit, look down below, and you can see more of our dashboard down there. We could ask it more specific questions if we need to. But I think all in all, it's a pretty good option here. This dashboard that's easily created with the prompt. So I'm hoping you enjoyed this section. There's a lot you can do with Excel, and I'm hoping you're seeing some of those possibilities now. And I look forward to seeing you in our next section. Thank you so much. Get ready to put your learning into action. This knowledge check gives you a chance to test what you've learned about using Copilot in Excel in real time. You can use Copilot chat to generate your own quiz, answer each question, and then see an explanation of the correct response. It's a quick, interactive way to reinforce key concepts and make sure you're confident with the tools before moving on. Let's dive in and see how much you've learned. You may also get started by using the prompt here. As an expert in Microsoft 365 Copilot, create 3 multiple choice questions on how Microsoft 365 Copilot in Excel functions. Present all the questions together and wait for my response. After I answer, briefly explain the correct answer before moving on to the next question. Now it's time for our knowledge check. Question 1. A sales manager needs to analyze quarterly sales data to identify top-performing products and regions. They enter sales data into Excel, including columns for product names, regions, and sales figures. What should they do to complete the task? Answer: they should use Copilot to create a pivot table by typing a natural language prompt like, "Create a pivot table to summarize sales by product and region." Question 2. A data engineer is working with customer data imported from two different systems. The column headers differ slightly, and they need to combine the data sets for analysis. How should they use Copilot in Excel? Answer: merge the tables and align columns with similar data. Question 3. A financial analyst is preparing a report and needs to summarize a data set with over 1,000 rows. They want to quickly identify key trends without manually reviewing the data. What's the most efficient way to use Copilot? Answer: ask Copilot to summarize key insights from this data set. This module demonstrated how Copilot in Excel transforms the way you work with data by making it easier to summarize, analyze, and visualize information using natural language. You explored advanced capabilities such as text insights, visual analysis through charts and pivot tables, and the ability to quickly sort, filter, and highlight data so key information stands out. Together, these features help you move from raw data to meaningful insights faster and with greater confidence. You also saw how Copilot generates formulas and even custom functions directly from prompts, reducing the need to remember complex syntax while enabling powerful analysis. By combining conversational prompting with visual insights and reusable calculations, Copilot in Excel empowers you to work more efficiently, uncover patterns you might otherwise miss, and make informed data decisions with less effort and friction. Thank you for watching this section on Copilot in Excel. Keep up the great learning. And if you want to learn more, continue watching this series or check out our other skilling content at aka.ms/learn. See you in the next section.